This is the backyard, so that's the fence to the yard. And then back over here we have this row of daylilies. There's a ton of them. And then over here in this bed, this is going to be food next year. And see, we got a bunch of gardenias on the steps. And then that's going to be a food bed. And there's some sunflowers. And then these are hydrangeas and more daylilies. And I'm not exactly sure what these climbing things are. Yeah, and then that's the pool, very lovely, full of gardenias. And then over here we have some hydrangeas and this weeping willow. All of this is edible. More hydrangeas. This is a cherry apple tree. And then down here is a bed I made this year. This nice little bench over here. And then back here is my dad's studio. And then this is the garage. And then over here is our composting area. So this is all finished compost in this bay that we can just use as soil. And then this is cooking currently. And then we have all these other bays of just leaf mold that gets turned into soil eventually. And then I planted all these hostas this year. So many hostas. And I also planted this bed over here with some lilacs and different types of hostas and daylilies. Looks like it's doing great. And then just so many hostas. It's really crazy. I think I counted about 1,000 total. So yeah, it just goes and goes and goes. And I cut out the edge of this bed here, and that's gonna really help with like the irrigation and creating separate areas between the roots of the plants and the turf. So like really keep this bed intact in the long term, I think. So that's pretty neat. And then once we get back over here, this wood planks is going to be where our new greenhouse is going to go. So hopefully we'll be able to save all the flowers during the winter. And then we got more hostas and some of these random fern things that started growing. I spread them around like and then in here, you couldn't tell now, but all of these daylilies are actually different colored daylilies. So hopefully next year they'll spread out and we'll be able to plant them around and add some more color to the yard. So of course here's the garden, the food garden. Right now we got a lot of tomatoes. That is some sort of squash, an acorn squash, I think. We got broccoli going. Broccoli's going pretty good. Just all kinds of tomatoes everywhere. A lot of squash, a lot of beans coming out of the ground right now. Looks like Ben just harvested 2 squash plants and put beans in the ground instead, which is good. It's good that we're gonna have some beans in the fall. We got a weed plant right there, another one over there. Oh, it smells really good too. Delicious. And over here, we have more hydrangeas. Looking great. More of this trench. And then over here, this is where we get over to the jasmine bed, or the lilacs rather. There's so much lilac. It's pretty gorgeous when it blooms in early spring. It's really bright purple. And then we have these 2 things. They're going to be more food. And then this is the patio. And then the patio, the 2 pink flowers you can see are canna, which are really easy to grow but die in the winter and don't come back unless they're warm. So we're going to replant them in the greenhouse when that's done. And then over here, I'm having problems keeping anything alive in this little section. I think it's either very dark or the soil pH is messed up. I don't know. Anyway, this rose is doing all right, but everything else just won't grow. So that's a little annoying. Okay, yeah, that's it.